Hello and welcome to The Healing Way. My name is Richard Clark, and on this video I'll be talking about copper and the nervous system and the processes that copper helps with. I first of all would like to give credit to the suggestion to revisit copper to my friend Gavin, who said I needed to go back and look at it, so I'm now doing it. What I perceive with the problems with the nervous system is that there's two problems that I see as immediately apparent. With some conditions, painful conditions, where there is pain in the body, this is where the nervous system has fragmented. Things like arthritis, painful conditions. There's someone I worked on recently with fibromyalgia, very painful condition. It seems to me the nervous system has broken up. So it's no longer a unified whole, it's no longer connected, integrated. It's broken up into different parts, and these different parts are receiving too much energy. It's an overload of energy that the nervous system can't deal with in its fragmented state. In its unified state, the load that it needs to express, to release outwards, is distributed equally through the net of the nervous system. When it's broken up, when it's fragmented, the loading can no longer be distributed equally, so individual parts that are not connected to the whole are being overwhelmed, overloaded. And because there's too much energy passing through the nervous system in local ways, there's pain. There's pain. So this is one problem, reintegrating the nervous system so that the unified system can distribute the load throughout the system equally. The other problem is nerve damage, and that is, I'm thinking here of something like multiple sclerosis, or disseminated sclerosis, as it's known elsewhere. And this is where the sheaths of the nerves have been damaged, allowing, in my view, my judgment, something to get in. I believe that multiple sclerosis is a yeast infection of the nervous system, and that needs to be flushed out. That's a different method, that's healing with energy, step 4. But for this, what can be done about the damage? Can anything be done about the damage? Well, no, obviously not. Once I believe nerves are damaged, I don't think there can be recovery. But what I believe can be done is that the damaged areas can be bypassed. The body can reroute around the damage. Once the problem's been halted, if we can halt the problem, then we can look at not repairing the damage, but rerouting around it, bridging over it. And this brings us to copper. Now, what I think can be done is by using copper properly. The copper is a great reintegrator. It is a conductor of process. Process is very important. It's to allow the processes of the body to recover and to start proceeding correctly. And this is what copper facilitates. It is a facilitator, a conductor of process. As I say, by using copper properly, or at least applying the copper to the person's body, the body can utilise the copper to, in some cases, repair, reintegrate, or simply work round a problem. Now, the copper is placed on a person. Right? I'm not talking about anyone eating copper, digesting copper, or doing anything with copper other than placing it on their bodies. Okay, so be completely clear about that. Right. Now, the type of copper I've been looking at is copper tape, which seems ideal. You can buy a product, I've ordered some off the internet, copper tape, which is used in arts and craft. Now the other place I've seen it is people wrap copper tape around plant pots and it acts as a barrier to snails and slugs. Not that one. Not that one. That one is not right. There's something wrong with it. It's not appropriate for people. So it's not that one. Until I get a look at the one I've ordered, I won't know if it's that one either. But I get the feeling it's going to be, if it's just copper in a tape form, it seems ideal. And my idea is to place the tape. We'll have to get it to stick somehow, maybe put some sellotape over it at intervals. But get some tape, some copper tape, and from the base of the head, or the top of the neck, right the way down the spine, lay the copper tape right the way down to the coccyx. Now I don't know how wide, if the tape I've ordered is going to be wide enough. I could have ordered a wider one, but I thought, well, I think there's about 40 metres coming, so if I need wider I can just do 2 runs. But that's what it seems to me, is to run the copper tape, stick it to the body, the person somehow, right the way down the length of the spine. Also, round the neck, completely encircle the neck. Now obviously that has to be careful that it's not so tight it cuts off any kind of circulation. It would have the kind of, it would be like a roll neck jumper. In fact, for safety's sake, it might be worthwhile, this stuff doesn't stick as far as I know, wrapping some round and then just lightly putting a bandage around to hold it, or some tape or something. But whatever it is, it's not got to be too tight. Then round the head, copper round the head, down the arms, down the outside edge of the arms, perhaps round the wrists, round the ankles and up the outsides of the legs, across the back. All this copper seems to me needed to be connected, and it will stay on for most of the working day, which would be like morning till evening. Now what will happen? What will happen is, what I think will happen is the body will use the copper as a conductor, to restore the processes of the body, which involves energy. It will use energy to bridge damage. It will use the connectivity of the copper to reconnect the immune system, the nervous system, to bring the parts back together, connecting them, to connect all the different parts that are isolated, so that the body can balance out the load, distribute the load fairly, equally through the nervous system. Yeah, that's what I think will happen. Now it stays on, I'm not sure how long it will stay on, as I say, most of the day. And when it comes off, the energy repairs should maintain, should stay okay, should remain. It might take longer, it's going to take a little bit of experience to get to that point. But the main point is copper is a facilitator for process. Processes can restart and continue through the copper. And I think being in contact with the body like this, deeper processes will start up. The deeper processes that have ground to a halt, perhaps connected with any kind of damage to the nervous system. Yeah, that would be a nice one to have, because I get the feeling this is going to be an important method for pain relief and to help people with nervous problems. It might help people in all kinds of ways with nervous problems, all kinds of nerve issues. I won't know until I try it. Now, as I say, this is. I don't think this method will become a step method. I don't think it's going to be healing with energy step 5, because it's too specific. I like broad, general, deep healing methods to become the step methods. This will just be a supplementary method to help people with nerve problems. Now the other interesting thing was, when I spoke to Gavin about this in the week, he said you'll have to use a cream. There's a cream that needs using, so the hunt's on for the cream that needs to be used now. He thought it might be some sort of sun cream. I don't quite see how that figures in. Maybe to make the connections where the copper overlaps, the copper tape overlaps, I don't know. Or maybe we need to put a cream between the copper and the skin. Doesn't seem right. I've no idea where cream fits in, but we're still looking, so we'll wait and see what turns up. Okay, it's just a brief one. I'm just putting this on so I can marshal some thoughts. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to post a supplementary video on the Healing with Energy channel with an actual method that's complete. At the moment this is just preparing the ground. Right, well, thanks very much for listening. If you have, I hope we can meet again on the next video. And my gratitude to Gavin for his input. I'm always grateful. Thank you very much. Cheerio.